While editing my last video, I realized it's low-key too boring to go through every monster in this game and determine how dangerous they would be in our society. So I'll just review the cooler monsters and make it as flashy as possible. Are you guys ready? Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification. Then let's talk about it. The Flame King Dragon, the Emperor of the Flame, Keeper of everything that burns, Teostra is more than a force to be reckoned with. He's a force of nature. He's enormous, with a wingspan that probably matches some airplanes. The aura around him is so hot that he will immolate everything in close vicinity. And don't let his size fool you, cause he can and will run you down and then cook you. And for the spicy cherry on top, he has two forms that I dub Flame Coat and Blast Coat. When he has Flame Coat, you die. When he has Blast Coat, you die as well, just slower and more painful. If he were to exist, not only would the world's average temperature go down because of how hot he can get, but the population would also decrease tremendously. These guys thrive in any hot environment, and they're not exactly afraid to go out of their comfort zones in search of some food. Be it the desert or a magma pit, you'll find out eventually. And it's not like it's easy to take these guys down. I bet their flames become so intense they melt the bullets as soon as they come into contact. I won't be surprised if explosives detonate before they even hit him. And when he's in Blast Coat, he's pretty much the dragon version of a terrorist, leaving clouds of blast powder everywhere that he can spark on command. Fortunately, his face and horns are a good weak spot, and he's very weak to ice, so do with that what you will. Oh, and did I mention he has a nuke? And wait until he goes Risen. This is a Teostra that overcame a virus that can affect even the Elder Dragon. But not only is he amped to the moon, but he's even harder to kill. We'd be so f***ed, but that's not the end of it. Imagine hiking up the snowy peaks and you notice the winds have turned to blizzards, the air has turned unforgiving and unyielding. And at some point, you see a shadow of something huge. Something old. Kushala Daora is the wind incarnate, and with that wind comes a frost that you'll have trouble melting. In fact, you'll have trouble getting to him at all. Like Teostra, Kushala possesses a coating that corresponds to his abilities. In this case, it's a wind coating that slowly gets stronger over time, to the point of completely pushing you away if you're not careful. This evolves into a black coating that pushes you away and inflicts a severe ice blight that slows you down. He can launch wind beams, ram you with dragon blight, stay in the air and bombard you with wind blasts. And on top of that, again like Teostra, he's really hard to kill, and his effect on the world is arguably worse than Teostra's. Cold is a lot harder to deal with than hot, and even if Daora isn't seen outside of extreme temperatures, nothing's stopping him from spreading his icy plague everywhere. His survivability is no joke. Forget bullets melting on impact, they wouldn't even approach him in a useful manner. Any range assaults, as long as they aren't fast enough to just break his barrier, are worthless. And guess what? He also has a Risen form that has a nuke. But that's okay because he's really weak to poison, and that would translate into other diseases as well. Now that I think about it, a lot of shit can be killed with viruses. Anyway. Last but not least, it's the Master of the Mist, the Poison Poser, the Devious Licker, it's Elder Dragon Chameleos. As the name implies, this guy is a chameleon, but with an S. This guy looks like he would live in seclusion rather than a dangerous area, but imagine the horror stories. You and your friends go off camping and one by one you're all picked off by something huge and pink. If you've been paying attention to the background, he can utilize his mist breath to conceal himself in the fog, only revealing himself when he attacks. Sometimes. The fog also increases his speed, which is a given since you're not going to be moving slowly in your own camouflage, right? And guess what? He spits poison, so not only is this guy hard to find, but you might die out of nowhere without knowing where he is, which is what makes him even more dangerous. Imagine finding a major waterline or dam. The people who live off that would be f***ed to the moon. At least he's the only one of the three who might take some damage from decent ordnance since his skin is only just hard. Though I wouldn't put it past him if he has poisonous skin. And since he makes it, I'm gonna go on a far throw here and say he's most likely immune to his own poison. By the way, his Risen form is just him on steroids since he goes invisible a lot. and his poison gets a buff that would probably put him on the CDC watch list. Well, that's the video. I really hope you guys like it. I really enjoy making this content, so look forward to the next one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys.